So since it's almost summer and families are starting to go on vacation, I went on Twitter and I started a hashtag called Worst Family Trip. And I asked you guys at home to tweet out something funny or weird that happened on a family trip. We got thousands of tweets. In fact, in less than 10 minutes, it was a worldwide trending topic, which is awesome. So thank you for those tweets. Thank you very much. So now I thought I'd share some of my favorite worst family trip tweets from you guys. Here we go. All right, this one's from @Laz77. He says, my dad told us we were going to Disneyland. I didn't realize until years later it was Vegas.
Oh, come on.
It's the Mickey Mouse Casino. Put your money in that ride over there.
Hey, look at me.
Put some quarters in it, whatever.
Hey, look at Cherry.
Hey, no, you just missed Goofy. You just missed Goofy. Your kids got to pay more attention. You just missed Goofy. He's great.
I tell you who's Goofy. This guy over here.
Hi there. Oh my goodness. It's Lasvik Live, episode 23. We see Tammy, we see Michelle, we see my mom. Hi mom. We see Godming, Oscar Perez, Tamara. What's going on everybody in the chat? It is Monday night, another night in lockdown. I just want to welcome you to Lasvik Live. We are broadcasting live to Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. So if you're on any of those platforms, please say hello. Superfan Tammy says nice. Michelle says hi. My mom says hola, hola, bendición. Welcome. We have people watching from Florida, California, Texas, New York, New Jersey. All welcome. It is bumping here. We have a great show for you tonight. I'm very, very excited. I have two very talented artists, comedians on the show tonight. A few surprises. I would love for Tita to call back. If anybody would like that, please let us know in the chat. Are you guys ready for a great show? I can't wait. So I'm gonna bring up one of our guests. So we're gonna play a short clip, and I don't know if you noticed a Jimmy Fallon clip in the beginning. That was a long time ago. Shout out to Jimmy, I love him. Lots of hearts in the chat. What's up, Anthony? Anthony's here. Okay, so we're gonna get started with a very quick clip from comedian Sharon Simon.
My favorite holiday is just about to come, Groundhog's Day. That's where we find out if we're gonna have more winter or spring. Last year was very confusing, right? Because Puxatawny Phil apparently didn't see a shadow, so we thought we were gonna have early spring. But that's the thing, he's not our groundhog. Puxatawny Phil is not our groundhog. Staten Island Chuck is our groundhog. That's it. He's albino, he's got one tooth. He's actually a rat that identifies as a groundhog.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Les.
Hey.
Hi, Les, Mom.
What's up, Sharon? What's up, Marcos? Welcome to the show. I want to thank you both for being here tonight. Chat, say hello to Sharon and Marcos.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on, guys? How are you? Sharon, let's start with you. How are you?
I'm hanging in. You know, I'm in New York City. We really can't leave at all. I miss outside air. But luckily, I live in Washington Heights, and I live across the street from a park, so I get to see the dogs every day getting their walks, and that's like my adventure is just sticking my head out the window in the kitchen.
So what's the general atmosphere there? You're right in the middle of New York City.
That's 7 o'clock applause you hear absolutely everywhere. For about 5 minutes, it feels like the city is one unit and everybody's together. And at first I wasn't applauding because it felt silly, like the healthcare workers, they need a lot more than us just sitting there applauding them. But I've read over and over again that when they hear it, it means a lot to them. So now I join in.
Wow.
But other than that,
Really cool.
I tell you, like unless I have to go downstairs to get mail, which I have to do immediately because our mail has gotten stolen, we don't leave the apartment.
Joseph Losner joins the chat. He says, "Hola, Sharon."
Hola, Joseph.
Carlos Vega says,
Carlos.
Marcos. And he used your full name there, Marcos.
Yeah, seriously.
He knows your full name. Tammy says, "Hi, Sharon and Marcos."
Hi, Tammy.
So, Tammy.
So Marcos, so you're in Florida right now. You're in Hollywood.
Yes, Hollywood.
So now it's not the same Hollywood as people think.
No, yeah, not the one. But Josh Gad is originally from Hollywood, Florida. Fun fact.
I know Josh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is it? How's the atmosphere there in Florida? You guys are a little more delayed in shutting down stuff, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was like at first when it all happened, I lost my job. My girl actually moved here from.
To hear that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
man. I mean, it happens, but it was maybe a blessing in disguise. Have more time to do stuff like this, so sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. But the bad part was that my girl moved here from Jersey. She's originally Italian, Brooklyn from New York. Moved down here. Yeah, exactly. I ended up instant family. She does have a 4-year-old son. And then it just sucked that a couple of weeks later, she lost her job.
Oh my God.
That she came down here for like 2 interviews for. And then it all just crumbled. But and at first we were like, oh, at least we'll go to the beach. You know, it'll be fine. And then they shut down all the beaches.
And then they shut down the beaches.
My joy is going to Walmart and Home Depot now. I'm like, all right, do we need anything? I'm gonna go. We need something.
I can't tell you, here in New York, the thought of going for a ride to Walmart or Home Depot sounds so exciting. I make
It seriously is. Every day I ask her, do we need anything? I think we need more creamer. I think we need to do this. You know what? I want to fix this.
Carlos, what's up, Carlos? He joins the chat. He says, awesome, Laz. Lorenzo Pajaro joins the chat. He says, Laz, stop drinking tea like an old British woman. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. This is my...
Pinky up, Laz. Pinky up.
My poppy cup.
What kind of tea is it?
It's funny because it's Old English tea.
Aha.
So he nailed it. It's English tea.
He nailed it.
Anthony says, I'm out of here. Anthony works at the airport, ladies and gentlemen. He's one of the essential workers. He's a super fan here on Laz Vic. Sometimes he spams the chat. He's a heckler. That's how I met him. And but he does work at the airport, and he did send me a picture today. I want to see if I have that. Where is it? Oh, right here. Yeah, that's Anthony, chat. If you guys are wondering what Anthony looks like, there he is.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony, for working at the airport. And Anthony says he hates wearing this mask.
I don't blame him.
I think you look quite stylish.
On his face.
I think you
should
look
paint
quite
it or something.
stylish. So Anthony, thank you for going out there and working. He says that like 96% of all flights are now shut down.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I see like maybe 1 or 2 planes, and I used to see them everywhere. I'm like right by Fort Lauderdale Airport.
So Sharon, we know you're a comic. We showed a quick clip of you. Marcos, we don't know much about you. For people that don't know who you are, can you introduce yourself?
Born and raised North Bergen, New Jersey.
North Bergen? All right.
Always, yep, North Bergen. NBHS. Love comedy, always loved comedy. Ever since, like, I think I was like maybe 10 years old, found my older cousin's copy of Animal House thinking it was a cartoon or something.
I love that movie.
Threw that in, and my life changed ever since. So comedy's always been a big thing for me. I did stand up for a little while. Actually, when I first lived down here in Miami, I started it up just for, shits and giggles, and really did enjoy it. But kind of fell off. I did a dime, as I like to call it. Spent some time, 10 years, working a 9 to 5, which is pretty much like prison. So,
wow.
So I kind of lost track, but, came back to it, been writing a lot more. But I think my focus now has kind of shifted more towards screenwriting, and I'm currently working on a comedy series.
Amazing. And now are you taking the time in quarantine to really buckle down and write?
Yeah, man. Finished the pilot episode, fine-tuned it, working on episode 2 and the whole outline, and finally started putting it out to competitions and hopefully start pitching soon. Plus, I started reading a lot more, and I got to admit, shameless plug for Judd Apatow, but if anybody's ever read this.
Sick in the Head.
Great book. All he does, I guess, Judd Apatow interviewed tons of comics growing up since high school, Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow.
Pretty much everybody that you can think of. So really intimate conversations. It's pretty cool.
We have our first Twitch comment for the night. My man's on a grind, he says. Peanox. And look,
Peanox. That's an interesting photo.
You like that photo? If you're on Twitch, I can see your photos, which is awesome. Nice little added. I'm working on adding some photos here for Facebook as well. Tammy is asking, is everyone naked from the waist down?
No, I am full on carrot. I'm thinking I'm getting hot. I might take the part of it off, but these are my pajamas. It's a one
You're in your
piece.
jammies.
Yeah, one piece.
That's all. Look at that. That's, you know what? That deserves an applause.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't stand
Hearts in the chat for Sharon, please.
Thank you.
Yes, that's a great outfit. Here in Lazarus Live, we encourage you to wear anything you want. I mean, at the comedy club, they wouldn't care either.
I've worn this at the comedy club. I've had Halloween shows where I dressed up this way.
Dinosaur
Yeah, that's
cosplay.
great. Dinosaur. Yeah, they're what's left over of the dinosaurs.
That's hilarious. Are you wearing pants, Marcos?
I'm wearing shorts.
Okay, I am also wearing shorts. So
Damn.
I am technically not wearing pants as well. So that's a question answer. So, Marcos, maybe we'll play a little bit of your set that you sent me. That was, the reason I want to play it is because it gives me such great memories. Sharon, I'm sure you'll give you memories too of this comedy club. I'm gonna play this right now.
Don't only go by one syllable names like Tom, Brad, Tim. Even if you have 2 syllables, you cut it short. It's like, hi, my name's Tommy. You know what? I'm just gonna call you Tom. It's just gonna cut into my schedule if I call you Tommy. Sorry. I like my name. It's just fun to say. Marco Antonio. Now, have any Latin people in the house? Wow. Waitress, no more tequila, please.
That was a little taste of Marcos' comedy there. That video was so grainy, and it just reminded me of the New York Comedy Club. That video was the New York Comedy Club. And,
yeah, man. Technology back in the day.
And for those that don't know, the New York Comedy Club back then, there was a room, I don't know if you remember, Sharon, that was a hallway.
Yeah,
Literally.
the Ozzy Baez. He was the first person to give me a shot in a real comedy
Oh,
club.
my
I
God.
named my cat after him, Ozzy Baez Pussycat. He's still kicking.
Oh my God, Ozzy gave me my first gig too. So shout out to Ozzy Baez, may he rest in peace. And we performed at the New York Comedy Club, as you did, Marcos. But we performed in the other room that was a hallway, and the wall was right here. You performed to the wall, and the audience was to your left and to your right.
Oh, wow.
And mirrors, so you have to kind of avoid looking at yourself.
So if you turn this way, you're ignoring this side of the room. But if you turn this way, so you had to play to the wall, kind of.
That's awkward.
I did 10,000 gigs in that room.
Late night. But he filled the room. He did a great job, and he loved really developing people.
Lorenzo says, in all seriousness, now that we're all in quarantine, what are you guys writing about?
I can't not write about the coronavirus, but I am also taking this time to teach myself to edit, because I felt like comedians who are able to do their own editing were passing me, even though all they had were 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But they had the ability to edit the 5 minutes and put it out there. So my focus is on becoming more internet savvy, and I've become a little better.
That works.
Yeah, I've been trying not to write about the virus as well, because I feel like by the time we get back into the clubs, that's going to be very old news. So but I'm trying to write about my experience in quarantine. I guess, but every comic is gonna do that. I think, right? I don't even know.
Depending on what you're doing.
I think people with children, like Marcos, you're living with someone who's 4 years old, if I'm correct. I think that's a different experience than I have with
yes,
two
that's
adults
true.
and a parrot.
That's true. You said you have two dogs and a parrot. You said, Sharon?
2 adults, me, my husband, and my parrot. It's
Oh.
very different than having a 4-year-old. And I think the most exciting thing I've done in quarantine was teaching my 85-year-old father, who has a flip phone, over the phone, how to use FaceTime.
And that took like what, 2-3 hours?
2 hours, yeah.
That's hilarious. You should write a step-by-step.
That's a good mark, though. That's a good mark.
I can do anything now.
That's awesome. Speaking of being healthy in the quarantine and the virus, I have a friend that he's a conspiracy nut, and he's always talked about conspiracies. His name is Chuck, Charlie Man. So now I'm starting to listen to him because now he's right. All this time, he's been right. So he came out with a book and a video series on how to stay safe in quarantine. Now I know you guys have heard it 1,000 times before, but he has a different take, and I'd like you guys to check this out.
I'm going to show you guys this to make sure you're eating healthy. All right. You're going to get some hard-boiled eggs. Before you eat your hard-boiled eggs, you have to make sure that each egg is nicely sanitized. Okay? You don't want to catch anything from these things. You fill the pot up and you get ready to boil them.
That was Charlie Man.
Charlie's ahead of his time, man.
Yep.
And that's Charlie Man with his cleaning tips.
He's right now.
So thanks, Charlie. Appreciate that. Let me see. Let me bring up that one more time, the cover. Here we go. Disinfecting
I like his
tips.
hair.
You like that?
Right? That's like the perfect picture.
Well, I mean, he's been
I
in
trust
quarantine
him.
for a while now. You do trust him, right? Because he has
I
not
trust
left
him.
the house in quite some time.
It screams trust right there.
That does scream trust, doesn't it? Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you watching that, and Chucky does too.
I think I kind of eat like that. Like, I haven't eaten dinner yet. When we hang up, we have bread that was delivered today. I don't know if I'm going to eat it because it was delivered today, even though it's been sprayed. And I never used to be worried about germs at all.
So, are you worried about deliveries now coming into your house, or?
Yeah.
So, what do you do? You have a ritual? Do you have a quarantine station?
My husband's he's a very meticulous kind of person. I trust him more than I trust myself to do these things.
Yeah.
So he has wiped it down, but it's easier to just eat the food that came today, tomorrow, or the next day, and to eat what I had from before.
Oh, that's like my girlfriend. She has gone ham. She was OCD to clean to begin with, but now it's like I can't walk in. I got to take off the shoes. I have to strip down, run straight to the bathroom, shower.
Wow.
And then we got to spray all the groceries down. But now I'm up to that point. Now I'm like scared to touch it like a doorknob. I go to the laundry room. I'm like using my elbows. I mean, Howie Mandel was ahead of the curve, so I bet he's laughing his ass off right now.
Well, I have a confession for the chat, and I know my mom's on, but I have been sick pretty much for like about a week and a couple of days. And today I feel a lot better. That's the only reason I'm telling you guys. Mom, I'm fine now, but I was sick. I had a sore throat. I had chills. I don't know if I had a fever, but whatever it was, thank goodness that I decided to get healthy because it would have hit me a lot harder 2 years ago. Now I'm fine. My whole nasal area has cleared, but it was like, I don't know I can't say for sure that it was a virus. It could have been a cold. It could have been a sinus infection, but I can tell you it was unlike anything I've ever felt before. And I know my body very well. And I do get sick about once a year when the weather changes. But this was different.
How is it different? I'm hearing that from people who I know feel they've had it.
I still cannot taste anything. I cannot taste a thing. And that is one of the tail signs.
Yeah, that's one of the symptoms, yeah.
So if something was burning behind me, I couldn't smell it. I couldn't tell you. So it's the weirdest sensation.
What about your breathing?
My breathing's been fine, but I did have a cough for like 3 days. And if you listen to the last 2 shows, you can hear it when I laugh. Jay says, do you need a doctor? No, Jay, thank God I'm totally fine. I have a friend that's in healthcare. Called her up. She's been on the phone with me every day, monitored. So shout out to her. She checks in, and so I've had everything. I have zinc, I have tea, I have Terraflu, I had everything. So thank goodness.
How about the Vicks Vaporub?
I have Vicks Vaporub. I have all that.
All right.
I have a knockoff of it.
Anthony says, honestly, oh my God, so maybe I got it from, I mean, I've been indoors for 2 weeks now, but it's the incubation period's 2 weeks, so who knows? But Mom, I'm fine. I'm 100%. You can hear it now in my voice. I'm totally clear.
She's freaking out right now.
I know.
She's a Latin mom. She's freaking out right now. She's booking a flight right now back home to Jersey.
Michelle says, drink tea, but you know how much tea I've been drinking, Michelle? I'm OD'd on tea, okay? I'm drinking like a madman. But I feel tons better today. I woke up way better today, so thank goodness.
You look good. You look
Thank
healthy.
you. I look healthy. Thank you. So, as a result of all this going on, let me see. Anthony says Kingston's have it too. If Kingston has it, he lives here, so Kingston the cat. So yeah, I feel very lucky that if I did get it as a mild form, I'll get tested eventually when everything dies down. My roommate's fine. He's here. I barely see my roommate. My roommate's a workaholic. He's never here, but he's probably the best roommate in the world. I'm so lucky.
What, he's essential? What does he do?
He works at a grocery store.
Okay.
My mom says, tienes que checarte. I will checarme. Mom,
Told
thank
you.
you so much. See that? Right all the time. Right? So I'm fine. I feel great today. Thank goodness that I exercise and I eat right. And I've really been paying attention to my health, because if this was 2 years ago, I think I would have been in a lot worse shape. Lorenzo's asking, do you guys, are you watching any show you can recommend?
Better Call Saul if you haven't seen it.
I love that show.
I love Better Call Saul. I got to catch up on this most current season, but
It's so
great
good.
show. Great show.
I love that show. It's a great show. I think I finished the 3rd season. Anthony says, good call, Marcos. Have you guys seen Tiger King?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I saw 2 episodes. I couldn't get past 2. Here's a meme. FaceTiming my hairdresser to ask how I fix and cut the color on my... So if my hair's growing, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to... If any hairdressers out there, come do house calls.
Let it go. Long hair is nice on guys.
Marcos, what are you sneaking away for haircuts? I think Marcos froze. I don't even know.
His hair is like super short. Yeah, he looks like he froze.
I think we might have lost Marcos. He's totally frozen. Marcos, do you have the virus? Marcos, if you have the virus, say nothing.
He looks like he buzzes though.
He looks like he's like a molester in that frozen shot.
Does. He
Right?
does.
Like he's gonna
It's
molest
this
us
is the
both.
shot that they have from Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
I'm so leaving this on the screen. Look at that. Look how frozen he is right now.
Yeah.
Marcos, wake! Oh, look, you're not Marcos.
No, I'm not.
What's up, Sharon?
I'm here.
I'm prepared for you. See, boom. See, we lost. You see how prepared I am, chat? Hearts in the chat. We lost Marcos. I pivoted. Boom. Now we got Sharon on the screen. Thank you. All right. So Marcos,
You are very prepared. I'm impressed by how organized you are with everything.
well, thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. So hopefully Marcos calls back. Marcos, use the same link. You can call us back. Now that I have you all alone, Sharon, we discussed an article. Let me pull that up real quick.
All right.
I saw an interesting article.
Great.
And I want to get your take on it.
Okay.
I think Marco's trying to come back. So here we are, getting dumped during a pandemic. We need to talk. And I saw this, and I was like,
happening a lot. I know I ran into a comedian friend of mine right before the pandemic started, and he was excited. He had been on a first date, and he was going to have a Zoom second date. And, you hope for the best with people, but if your second date's on Zoom, I don't know. I'm not big on believing in long distance relationships. I don't think they work in general. So
Yeah.
now, if you don't live together, if you do not live together, you are in a long distance relationship, even if you're on the next street.
Marcos, you're back.
Yes, and it was a really creepy picture, wasn't it?
It was.
It totally was. We want to
You
thank
should send
you.
that into Law and Order for sure.
It's like ding ding.
Do you buzz?
Well, actually, I used to shave it a lot lower than this. My girl convinced me to keep it growing. She trimmed it down like a couple of weeks ago, but we're gonna let it grow because it's thinning. She says.
Lorenzo says it's not dumping; it's called social distancing. That's funny. So, Marcos, you just joined us. We were talking about this article that I just saw, getting dumped during a pandemic, and lots of people are getting dumped. People are in closed quarters, and it really tests the relationship. And so Sharon and I had a conversation. Sharon, you came up with a very nice list.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm married and I'm here quarantined with my husband and my parrot. But if I was dating, there's no way I would be dating within the pandemic, and I would be looking for a way to get out of it as easily as possible.
So the subject for tonight and for the chat is how to break up over Zoom. We're going to give you 6 tips on how to break up over Zoom. And this is a first for Las Vegas Live. We're trying to provide some information, provide a service, and this is Sharon's list. I'm not going to take credit. And we're going to go through it real quick. Number 1, change the background to show you moved. Now, I think that's an effective.
Yeah, I have. When I go to Zoom, it immediately offers me the option of being next to the Golden Gate Bridge. I can just say, before this happened, I moved to San Francisco, and here I am in beautiful San Francisco. We're on Skype, so I can't show the background, and I can't be with you. You're all the way in New York, New Jersey.
Jason Lamalino joins. What's going on? Danny Hastings says, ha, 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 ha. What's up, Danny? Danny, I want to have you on the show. Call me. I love you, Danny. Okay, so let's go to number 2.
Number 2 is say that you left him for somebody else. Some guys are really not great to get through a pandemic. Just because he's great to take you out and party with doesn't mean he's great to take you through this. So I'll say you break up with somebody who can get you safely through the pandemic.
Oh, wait. Let me go back to the screen. Oh, and you got Monk. Monk could certainly get you through the pandemic.
Keep you safe. He's not going to run out. He's going to make sure. You don't even have to do anything. He'll make sure it all gets taken care of for you.
Danny says, love you too, man. I love Monk. I love that show, Monk. I should go back and watch it. Okay, so let's go back to your list.
He doesn't look so crazy now.
No?
Nope.
Didn't he win like a bunch of Emmys for that show?
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. Say your internet. Go ahead, Sharon.
Your internet's not strong enough for both Zoom and another application like Netflix. Like, I'd love to keep seeing you, but if I keep seeing you, I'm going to have to cut off my Netflix, and I haven't seen The Tiger King yet.
My aunt just joined your family in California. Love you too. I miss Cali. I can't wait to go back. So you say your internet's not strong enough, and that's a valid point, Sharon. Lots of people don't have strong internet and so cannot maintain a relationship over Zoom.
And really, what would you choose? Talking to somebody who you're dating over Zoom or Netflix right now?
I would choose Netflix.
Yeah.
Or Disney
All the way.
Plus. Okay, chat, please chime in. Let us know your opinion. Number 4, change your Zoom email.
How's he going to find you?
This is a little more hassle and a little more, you have to be involved on your end. I'm going to disagree with you on this one, Sharon. I don't want to change my email. I'm going to have to get a whole new account, a whole new set of friends, just to avoid one person. Michelle says she chooses Netflix as well.
Everybody's going to choose Netflix.
Let me ask you this. What about Amazon Prime? Would you choose that over a relationship or?
How good is your relationship over Zoom? Zoom is not going to be there with you while you're eating dinner, cooking dinner, in the bath. Amazon Prime can do all that. You can watch Little House on the Prairie 24/7 if you want.
She's not wrong there.
Anthony says Pornhub. Thank you, Anthony.
Pornhub's
That'll
free
get you
right
through
now.
quite a lot.
Yeah, and that's a little bit creepy, Anthony, but it's okay. 5.
But without sex and dates, you realize he's boring. Because, like, let's face it, if you're going out with someone, you're seeing the world with them, you're hanging out with other people, you are experiencing lots of other things beside the actual person. When you're just face-to-face on Zoom, what they talk about matters a lot more. So you're just like, sorry, we have nothing in common.
So all that goes out the window. The body, all that work that you did. None of it. So vanity, pretty much in this new age of the virus, goes out the window. That's a great point. You really have to have some substance when talking, especially over Zoom.
Yeah.
Tammy says no, but you can have an orgy party on Zoom. Have you done this, Tammy? This is very interesting. How would that even be possible?
How interesting! It's just everybody masturbating within their little box. That's not sex.
Danny says, "What about
everybody's
Zoom
apparently
sex?
talking about Zoom sex?"
Yeah. Now all of a sudden in the chat, what about Zoom sex?
Is this like a subculture, or is what are we missing here?
There's got to be this is probably happening on a large scale right now.
It's no different than watching Little House on the Prairie and fantasizing. No different.
So, yeah, and you know all those Zoom videos, half of them are online for anybody to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're hacking it now on top of that.
So in the chat, has anybody had Zoom sex? Please let us know in the chat if you have had Zoom sex. We need to get a guest on that's had Zoom sex. Jay says with the background of space. So you could actually do role play Zoom sex.
Oh.
That's a whole other animal.
Free floating.
All right, here we're going back to how to break up over Zoom. Reason number 6.
Get him to do it by changing the camera angle. After a certain point in life, you look. I think I look nice right now. So all I gotta do is this.
Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Go ahead.
All right. So I look nice now, right?
Yeah.
I look all fresh and whatever. But we take it down here. And that's you're dealing with a different girl. I look like I just gained 20 pounds.
Okay.
I look
So
a
you
little
don't want to
bit
go
like
from
Carol
the down
Baskin
angle.
all of a sudden. Where's the salmon oil?
So what's this then? Okay, but the sexy shot is up above, and then the change the angle. I got it. All right.
Well, that's the angle. You always got to do the up high angle.
Okay. Totally, Sharon. I see it. This is really insightful. We're really learning a lot. And the last reason, 7. We gave you 6, but we're gonna give you a bonus, number 7, just for the chat. Okay?
Bonus. Most important, I don't have time for a relationship. I had to get a second job to earn the amount of money I want to invest in My Pillow.
My Pillow. Do you guys remember My Pillow?
I just saw it at Walmart the other day, and I was tempted.
Really? Marcos just finished his beer. So yeah, there are 7 reasons, 7 tips on how to break up over Zoom. So thank you, Sharon. That was amazing.
It was very insightful. Very insightful.
Wasn't it? Chat hearts, please. Here at Lasvik Live, we like to teach. You know. Anthony says, I have one. What is it? Do you have? I don't even want to ask what.
My Pillow. I think he's talking about the My Pillow.
Oh, okay. How is it, Anthony? Is it actually good? That guy was so creepy in the commercial, and he was like, "You want to buy My Pillow?" And he had that big Christian cross. No, I mean I'm Catholic, but it was like huge, you know. And Jesus on the cross, Jesus had like a My Pillow sleeve like that. You want to buy My Pillow? I'm like, dude, I would never buy.
There's a piece of my skin in every pillow.
God.
My Pillow better than MySpace.
MySpace.
Oh my God, the guy in yeah, dude. I don't know what's up with that dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he was on one of the press conferences, and he said something to the effect that if we pray hard enough, we won't get the virus.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So some other news. I like to bring some good news while we're talking here. The corona pandemic has cleaned up the air on the East Coast. I thought this
Not
was
that we
interesting.
can smell it because we can't go outside.
I can't smell it. If they cleaned it up, we both cannot smell it. They show a picture here of all the redness. I guess that's all the tan people that live in New Jersey. And then this is, I guess this is the before, and this is the after.
Interesting.
So if you see,
I heard
there's
it's
a
the
lot
same thing like in LA, and I saw something like India. They can now see the Himalayas, which they apparently weren't able to do, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting, and it'll only take us, what, a week before we go right back.
To bring it back.
Yeah.
As soon as everybody goes out, to the bar.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you guys what are your plans for this week? I mean, I lost my job. You lost. Sharon, you still have your job?
I work as a comedian and as a wedding officiant, so I can't work.
So your book's solid. Oh, okay. You can't work right now.
Yeah, in New Jersey, people can legally get married. I don't know if they can in Florida, but I'm not supposed to leave New York City and go to New Jersey to officiate weddings. And in New York, you can't get married right now. It's just the whole system's on hold. And then
wow.
I have had a couple of inquiries to do roasts, private roasts via Zoom, but I don't feel comfortable. Well,
you're doing great now. I mean, I think that would be a great idea. I think you could do that.
I think so too. Can't you officiate a wedding like also virtually? I've seen people do that. I saw a couple in Miami get married on their balcony.
It's not
really.
That you can do, but you can't get married virtually legally. I could hold a commitment ceremony, but it's not a legal marriage.
Tammy
you
says,
need to physically be present.
Tammy says, I want to see mountain lions walking down my street.
Was it I Am Legend?
Lorenzo's asking, what's the very first thing you guys will be doing as soon as this ends?
Get drunk. First thing.
Okay. You haven't been getting drunk in your house?
No, because it's so rampant in Washington Heights. We have to assume that it's in our apartment and that our bodies are fighting it.
Oh.
You know what?
So I have a giant bottle of wine that's waiting for me.
I also have a giant bottle of wine to crack in an emergency.
Meanwhile, me and my girl here have gone through like 8 bottles of Tullamore Dew.
Well, you're in Florida.
You're in Florida.
Tullamore Dew?
Why not?
So good. So good.
At least you guys aren't getting Florida weather in Florida, because today, what was going on? I woke up to a tsunami outside.
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy in Jersey.
My building was shaking. I'm like, what's going on?
El mundo se está acabando.
Jay says Zoom weddings.
Zoom weddings.
It's just not legal.
Tammy says, I lost my job, so I lost a ton of weight, so I'm going to strip Zoom.
Now that
all right, that'll work, Tammy.
Could be a thing.
That could be a thing.
Isn't that like premium Snapchat, though?
That's funny. Premium Snapchat. Sharon, we're going to play another one of your bits.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Because I love your comedy. We are going to play this one. Ready, Chet? Here we go.
I'm a little anxious. Thanks for caring. I was recently diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, which means I'm Jewish. Yeah. I'm not really a Jewish princess. You all know what a Jewish princess is, right? Yeah. Jewish princess, not you, because you are with a teacher, but a Jewish princess. Jewish princess looks for a nice Jewish doctor to marry. I'm not that. I'm what you call Jewish trash. I looks for a nice Jewish doctor to go down on in hopes for free health care.
Hearts in the chat, please, for Sharon.
The things you do for healthcare.
That was such a fun night. That was over the summer.
And so, can you tell us about, is there any gigs that stick out in your mind that are a highlight in your career that you really enjoyed doing, or maybe something crazy, what place you stayed?
So I think one of the best stories I have is very, very early on in my career. I performed at the Showtime at the Apollo Amateur Hour, like many of us did. And nice. I was so excited that when I have, I'm one of those people that has more more strength in my body than I'm able to control when I'm nervous. So when I rubbed the stump, I knocked it over, but I wasn't aware of it, and I was over excited. So I went out and did my stand-up with their sacred stump rolling behind me.
Oh my
I got booed off the stage very, very badly. My poor parents were in the audience.
Wow.
They were horrified.
Ooh.
Yeah. That I'm glad, like in retrospect, I'm really glad it happened, because after you get booed off the stage at a place as legendary and gigantic as the Apollo, with the audience that angry at you, nothing
will phase you after that. Hey,
yeah, exactly. So you don't like me? F you. You know what I mean?
You know, it takes balls to get on the stage, just to get on. You know, let alone be funny and it just takes balls, and especially the Apollo is probably the most ballsies. I have never had the pleasure of so I can't even attest to what you went through.
I would call what happened pleasure.
Lorenzo says, Laz, Sharon, Marcos, thank you for being there, helping me to smile. I gotta go. Cheers. Thank you, Lorenzo. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Hanging out with us. What's what we're here for? We're hanging out tonight with some comics. We're just shooting the shit. We're all stuck in quarantine. I hope that you're staying in and hanging out with us here in quarantine. Marcos, any comedy stories, any actor stories you have for us?
Ooh, actor stories, comedy stories.
Artist stories, anything sticks out in your mind?
I mean, listening to Sharon, watching her bits. I mean, even with your stuff that you've been doing over the years, which, you know, awesome job, dude.
Thank you, man.
Like I said, I got stuck into the 9-to-5 world, which is all my fault, and I really want to get back into it. So seeing all of this, but I mean, it was rough. Like going back to New York. Here in Miami, the comedy scene's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I had a good time here. It was easy to do it. Met a lot of people. Actually, Sharon, I think you know one of the comics that I met down here, Oni Perez. He did a show here that I put on, and I kind of just met him through that. But when I went to New York, that shit it's rough, man.
Yeah, it is.
And I wasn't really prepared for it. And then I was just like, kind of like what happened to you at the Apollo. And I was just like, damn, I really bombed that last one. Well, let me just take this 9-to-5 job. And then next thing you know, it was a decade later. And I was like, damn, what the hell did I just do?
I had a 9-to-5 job. So I get it, man. I mean, comedy, I've been doing comedy pretty much part-time my whole career. I did it full-time for 5 years. And it was really, really hard because you have to make the rent every month. And you don't know where your next paycheck is coming. And, but I think that for people like us who are passionate, it doesn't matter if you do full-time, part-time, whatever it is. You're up there, You're doing it. Doesn't matter where you live now. You don't have to have an agent anymore. You can just, everything's
just go
changed.
out there and get booked. But that's why I kind of jumped into like the screenwriting and this whole idea for this series, which I think Laz, you would probably love. I'll send you the pilot episode. I think you're just like me. It really revolves around like a beta male type of dude going against the alpha male world.
Yeah.
And I think you really dig it. So yeah, that's where everything lies with me right now.
Felicia says, hola, hola.
Hola.
Hola, hola, hola.
Joseph says, I have a funny Sharon Simon live comedy story at the Laugh Factory. Ask her what happened with the naked cowgirl.
I was hosting at the Laugh Factory years ago, and the naked cowgirl refused to get off the stage. It was Joe's show, so Joe was like, you have to go up there and just pull her off the stage, and I was trying. And either of you are aware of the naked cowgirl. A lot of her act revolves around songs that sort of spoof Dolly Parton's vagina. So that's her act.
Hey, Anthony.
So, who's like a beloved American hero, and there's this woman who's might be on something. It was rough. It was rough.
Wow.
I think that you have to, on some level, and I want to encourage you to come back if you want to. I haven't been at it passionately the entire time. I had a real full-on nervous breakdown.
Oh my
and
God.
kind of stepped back for a few years and then came back. And it welcomes you back if you're willing to do things like go to the Laugh Factory and pull the naked cowgirl off the stage and understand that not all of it is writing jokes and creating and having a good audience response. Some of it is the naked cowgirl high or drunk or something with her tits out in the back room.
Oh my God.
And you're okay with it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never met the naked cowgirl.
Joe's asking what she did. I don't remember. I wish I remembered. I don't. I remember her very angry and she wouldn't get off stage. And I did eventually get her off stage, but I don't remember how.
Pile driver. Bam.
Look her up.
You know what's it's funny.
The whole musical about Dolly Parton's vagina. That's.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was really sad to hear that, Dolly Parton passed away. You guys heard about that?
No.
Yeah, she did a handstand and suffocated.
Rim shot.
You guys got real
Rim
quiet.
shot.
You guys
I know you got that sound.
quiet when I said that.
I was like, wait, when?
Anthony says, just like Gilbert Gottfried, I pissed him off. Anthony, and he's been real good with the chat tonight, but I've been prepared for Anthony. Here we go. Listen to this.
Listen here, Anthony. Just sit down, shut up, and eat your Hot Pocket.
There you go, Anthony. We have now custom sound effects just for Anthony. So, Anthony, your mom actually called me.
Anthony, I told you to get off the internet. It's past 10 o'clock.
It's past 10 o'clock, Anthony, please. Ketty joins. She says, "Is that Sharon?" Exclamation.
Yeah, hi, Ketty.
So you guys go way back. Ketty's my best friend's sister. So we grew up together as well.
I grew up with Ketty.
So we are all one big North Bergen family here tonight. Holy cow, all of us together.
My dad has a horrible memory with my friends, but he remembers Ketty.
I'm sorry, say that again.
My dad can't remember friends of mine that I'm currently friends with for 20 years. He can't remember who they are, but he remembers Ketty.
Okay, great. That says something.
That stood out.
There
I
you
don't
go.
want to say it, but he's like, did she live on such and such street? And was her like he remembered details of her.
She says I'm screaming here.
I want to let Ketty know that she made a suggestion of what kind of video I should make during this time, and I'm in the process of making it.
Really?
Okay.
Okay, so maybe we could play that on the show.
Once I get it done. It'll be my biggest editing thing. It's an editing project. So.
All right, well,
Nice.
just for Getty's just joined. Just for her, I'm going to play one more Sharon clip so everybody can see. Here we go.
She gave me, as a gift, she gave me her old printer. Yeah, I can't afford tech support. Luckily, the Night Exchange is free for ladies. Do you know what the Night Exchange is? No, you don't, because you're not a loser like I am. And you probably have cable or streaming services, not a big white antenna in your window. But if you're like me and you're up late at night, you see these commercials for the Night Exchange. You'll see like a very scantily clad woman, and she's like, call the Night Exchange, you need sexy singles. But who really calls the Night Exchange are guys that have no game. Guys that have no game know how to hook up a printer. So I call the Night Exchange. Yeah, the guys like, tell me what you're wearing. I'm like, okay. Tell me how to hook up my printer. What gets you going? What really gets me going is learning how to hook up a Brother 5000 to a laptop that has Windows XP. Then he asked,
Hilarious. I love
Thank
that
you.
bit.
Thank you.
I love the outfit, too.
Thank you.
That was a great bit.
That was the day after Valentine's Day. Think about how not long ago that was and how different the world was.
Oh my goodness, right?
Yeah.
People still went out.
Yeah. It's like, what is that? What does it mean?
Oh my God.
What is that?
No, that was a great bit. I love that. I remember the Night Exchange. Those commercials are so hilarious.
They're still on. If you have
They're
that-
still there?
You have, if they're
Who
on.
is calling? Who is calling the Night Exchange? Ketty says that made my night.
Awesome. I'm so glad.
Now, what year did everybody graduate in from North Carolina?
Don't ask me
Yeah,
that.
want to age me now?
I'm just curious.
2012.
I want to know the span here.
2012, I graduated.
2012.
My mom is asking, ¿Dónde está Tita? I don't know, Ma. She's not around tonight. She's got to call in. She's not in the chat. Maybe next time. Kenty says, Laz, I've been dying to go see Sharon for the past few years. She was the best. Well, you missed it. That's it. It's the end of the world. We invited you to comedy shows. You didn't come. No, I'm just kidding. When we're back in business, I'm sure. And you can see, I love your energy, Sharon, on stage. You have such good. You can tell you've been doing it for many, many years.
Thank you.
We're young. Hush. Yes, we are. We're all very young.
Kenny, I didn't say what year we graduated. I didn't answer the question.
She was not doing it.
Didn't answer it.
Tammy says, I'm calling the night exchange tonight. If you do,
Nice.
if you do, Tammy, please record it for us.
Are you guys posting up your senior picture? I don't know what's going on.
I don't
all
want
of a sudden
to.
my feed is like covered in that.
I don't want to.
I will not partake. Refuse.
Yeah, you know those when people send me that stuff, I get a lot of messenger messages, pass this to 10 people, things. I'm like, you know what? It's going to stop with me. If you send me anything, it's stopping with me. I will have all the bad luck and all. I don't care. It's stopping with. If you send me something, you will never see it back. Carlos says, thank you guys for the entertainment. I'm out here working my second job driving a taxi.
Be
That's
safe,
a hard
man.
job right now.
Dude,
Yeah,
Carlos,
man.
shout out to Carlos. He's out there bringing people to where they need to go. He's one of those brave people that works no matter what. Thank you so much, because if it wasn't for people like him, if it wasn't for the grocery store clerks, we would be screwed. There'd be riots in the streets. So thank you.
Yeah.
Ketty says, I lost my yearbook.
Somebody put a picture of me up because I don't have mine here. So if she just asks, someone will put it up.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's it. It's out there. It'll happen now.
If she wants. She was beautiful then too. So if she wants, I don't have it, but somebody gave me mine.
All right, so there you go, Ketty. If you want your picture, hit her up. So
Not me. I don't have it. So, but somebody. Will
oh,
put it up.
somebody will put it up. There you go. Look, Marco's froze again. Look how
Now
awesome
he looks
this
even
pose.
creepier.
Look, he's like a Facebook DJ right now,
It's so weird. He's not creepy when he's talking.
right? Let's
He
see.
looks high as a kite.
He does. Oh, there he's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
You're back. Oh man, I was just about to exploit that whole thing. All right.
So, he was like, "What are they looking?"
You
at?
like
Had to
looked
make sure
high, you were
the
like-
little toddler wasn't waking up.
That was awesome. So I got another thing that upset me today when I read the news. I've realized that my routine now is I wake up and I open my phone and I read the news and I become appalled for a good hour. I curse out the world and then I have breakfast. So I read a news story today that upset me. Disney Plus tried to edit Daryl Hannah's bum out of Splash using CGI. Now the reason I bring this up is because I just watched Splash the other night. For some reason, I randomly watch old 80s movies at night. And Splash was on my list because it was on Disney Plus. And I did notice that they covered up her ass. Why would you do that, Disney? What do you guys think? What's your take on that? Would
So
you?
this is my take on it. For some reason, the whole Me Too movement is trying to look back, and I saw it more in Star Wars. Like the fact that they covered her butt isn't as, to me, as uncomfortable as the fact that they tried to explain away why Princess Leia did for herself.
Okay.
And then try to go back in time and act like in the 80s women were treated the same as they are now. We weren't. Daryl Hannah was naked. That's what movies were then.
I think we lost Marco again.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. He's got that.
I don't. Splash to me, it's like a silly movie. It doesn't matter that much. But to me, the fact that they tried to act like Princess Leia chose not to fight and that women just didn't fight.
Yeah, yes.
Is uncomfortable.
And I did see you posted a whole review on that I didn't get to see on Rise of the Skywalker. So can you tell that you're because I'm a huge, as you can see behind me, I'm a huge Star Wars person.
So I'm a huge Star Trek person, and I'm
That's
one of those
right.
Star Trek people that has like a little like a hobby knowledge of Star Wars. But I happened to see The Last Jedi with a bunch of comedians. But Star Trek is a way of life for me. I'm very, very passionate about it.
Marcos is back. Hell, welcome back. So it's funny you say that, Sharon, because I'm gonna pull up my autographed picture
Jealous.
of I was gonna say Kurt Russell,
Captain Kirk.
Leonard Nimoy, and Captain Kirk here. It says to Laz. If you can see here, it says to Laz, and I got the 2 signatures here. And I was friends with Captain Kirk's assistant, and she went to his house, and he was like, Laz? What kind of name is that, Laz? So that's a cool little tidbit.
That is amazing.
Shatner. Because why is it? We all blanked out.
William Shatner.
Captain
Thank you.
King,
Damn.
Kurt.
Dude, it's a virus.
Shatner.
The virus, you forget, you can't taste, and you forget William Shatner. Thank you. Ketty says, okay, I have a funny story. Yesterday, we did our first Zoom. I'm going to try to put this on the screen. Okay. We did our first Zoom family together. So we're all there, and I thought it would be funny for me and the girls to pretend we were frozen. Like our Wi-Fi wasn't working. That's funny.
Yeah.
And so you mess with people. You know what? I'm going to try that, Ketty. Thank you. I'm definitely going to try that.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could hold myself still like that.
That's funny, right?
Oh no, I didn't lose connection. I actually just held still.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at it. It's pretty sweet, right? In awkward positions too.
That's what we thought, Marcos. In very awkward positions. Guys, I can't believe it's almost been an hour. We've been hanging out.
Nice.
Tammy says I was Princess Leia 3 years ago for Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Huge Star Trek. I'm a fan of the original Star Trek, though. The original. I mean, I like them all, but the original is where it's at, for me at least.
So I love all of them, but I really appreciate Gene Roddenberry tried to create a person who was better than we are as people in Picard as a way to show how we can evolve and be better. And I appreciate that, especially now. And Star Trek The Next Generation is probably the most comforting show you could watch, next to probably Little House on the Prairie, if you want to just watch something and feel better.
How's the new series?
It's not comforting, it's great, and it's terrible, and it's a whole other hour.
I heard it was getting bad reviews because I really like the actor. But, you know, what are you going to do?
He's great.
Guys, I'm going to plug myself right now. Please visit my website, lazvic.com, if you want to check out past episodes of Lazvic Live. I have them all listed here. Very nice for you. Please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel because that is where I can give you guys more content and more interactive stuff on YouTube. So lazvic.com, check us out. Check out our past episodes. I want to thank everybody for watching this month. It's been 1 month since I've started this show. Tomorrow it'll be 1 month, the 14th. I started March 14th in quarantine solely because I was locked indoors and I was bored. And people are starting to watch. People are messaging me. People are calling me. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. You guys, I want to thank both of you for being on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Dude, thank you.
It was so much fun.
Pleasure.
Hearts in the chat for Sharon and Marcos. We love you guys. Love your comedy.
And it was a pleasure meeting you, Sharon.
Pleasure meeting you, Marcos.
Both North Bergenites.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys definitely. I want to have you back for future episodes, and thank you so much. Hold 1 second. Go into my main screen, ladies and gents. Another successful Lazvic Live. We're up to episode 23 now. Ketty says bye, guys. Great show. Thank you for watching, Ketty. It was our first time here. Harv is waving from Chicago. Harv, I hope everything is good in Chicago. Tammy says, thanks, Sharon and Marcos. Guys, I'm giving you hearts in the chat. I want to thank my viewers on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube and Periscope. And I want to tell you guys to be safe. We're almost out. We're almost out of this. Hang in there. It's going to get better. Things are going to go back to normal. And we're all going to learn something from this. So I love you. Wash your hands. Stay indoors. Stay indoors. And I will catch you on the next Lazvic Live.
I just want you to know that I miss you and I love you. Can't wait for the shit show to be over so that I can touch people, drink with people, and have the best life ever.
Miss you too, Tracy.